Hey gang, for those of you who enjoy QF, a podcast about Howard Stern, and would like to donate to us just via PayPal, you can, using the email address johnnythegreek21@gmail.com. You can check the link in the description for the spelling, and it's also here on the graphic. And if you'd like to do more in terms of donations or subscriptions, you can use our Patreon account and subscribe via the Black Kluge level, and you can receive our weekly content that we're putting only on Patreon. It's exclusive for that platform. And anything over $5 is just gravy, guys. We love you. Thank you so much.
It seemed to me like it was a love story that a month later you were divorced.
It wasn't a month later. It was several years later.
Come on.
What do you, come on? What am I lying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, what do I got to lie for? I'm divorced over 10 years now. What do I have to make that up for?
You've been with Beth for like 9, right?
Yeah.
All right, well. Would you get like divorced and then meet Beth the next day?
Just about, yeah. No, I got divorced after I was separated. And then I got divorced. I don't know. Look, it was a year or two. I'm not good with dates, but the fact is that when I did the movie, what can I tell you? I thought my marriage would last forever. Shit happens.
JD answering a question right now.
Yeah, I'm like Mushmouth over there. That's the best I can do, John.
I was gay way before I met Beth. I have a wide varying interest level.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do, when it comes to media.
You have a very gay interest level.
I love Smallville. Beth doesn't make me watch Smallville. What do you think? I do everything Beth wants?
My girlfriend speaks fluent French.
No.
Yeah, so she,
No kidding.
yeah, so she knows what Shannon, like but she's shy about it. But she could say to the waiter, blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm like, wow, that's cool. I respect anyone who could speak another language.
That's a classy broad.
She could speak German, French, and English.
How'd she learn all that?
Yeah.
Well, when she was in Europe, she just picked up the language.
Oh, when she was in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Beth always says to me, you're much older than I am. You're 19 years. What am I going to do when you're dead? Blah, 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 blah. And I go, honey,
She's going to have a party.
let me tell you something.
We're gonna have a party.
Oh, look at, now we know how Robin's thinking.
Stop it. No, now you're going to say, I'm making a
You're
joke.
fucked up.
Joke.
Oh, I didn't even I'm a dark motherfucker. My mind didn't even go there.
Wow.
You guys are ridiculous.
You suck.
How dare you? You assholes.
Wow.
We're busy yesterday shopping for her birthday gift.
You're an
You are
asshole.
shameful.
Come on, you know why
Everybody
that.
here
Wow.
says everything to me.
Arnie, but you're closer to him. You're a girl.
Ouch.
That's why it's a joke.
That hurt.
You know what I was saying?
Yeah, not from you. You're not that funny. I got news
I
for
was
you.
thinking she's going to have to wait a long time. I mean, you've got like genes on your side. You're going to be like 150
Well,
years
I
old.
said
before
thank you,
feel
Chris.
it.
I said to her.
It's a joke.
Yeah, okay.
She doesn't have to start planning for the party for years.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. I'm your host, Fillmore, a.k.a. Jim Fix, and with me is Sam. How are you, Sammy? Should I ask?
Doing great.
I'm just fabulous. Just fabulous. Great to be here.
Doing great.
Today we are, as the Photoshop indicates, we are here to take apart the whole Condom Gate, the big saga from '96, I believe, where it was explained through the worst actor on the planet, Wiggy, via his show, that Ralph supposedly left condoms on the wish list of his trailer that he was supposed to leave for Laura, and then Allison caught it. But before we get into that, we wanted to address something that's more current, more topical, but also tied into this. Recently, Cumia on his show decided that he would take the QF tack and just go flat out and call Howard gay. Isn't this libelous?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say it's speculation. So anybody can speculate, right?
If he says, I think, is that the save?
Of course. I mean, you can think whatever you want. It's a free country.
Right. But by saying he is gay, unequivocally, that's libel.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I'd have to ask Carrie about this. But when you heard about this, because people were messaging me constantly, and when I woke up, I said, "Oh, what the hell?" They go, "He's taking QF's stand," and I'm like, "Guys, it's not the most original thought that to think that Howard's gay. We certainly didn't start thinking like this, but we have been the most vociferous in our unwavering assertions that he is either bi or gay. Not that we give a fuck really that much, but it's just, like we said, goose for the gander, sauce for the goose.
Well,
rather.
I called into the show previously when Dave Landau was on the show, and they played Benjamin's whole they
Not
played the entire
gay dance party.
The gay host kissing the host.
Oh yeah.
Where they did the whole thing where it was like rape, where they did the clip of him kissing every host, and Cumia was out that day, so it was just Dave Landau and some other comedian guest hosting, and they played the whole thing, and they were like, "Man, that's pretty gay."
Well, yeah.
And they were like, but he's probably just doing that for, and then of course they made excuses on top of excuses for it. So they weren't as gung-ho as Cumia was, but so that ended, and then they haven't talked about it in quite some time, and Dave Landau's no longer with the show. So now Cumia is back on this track, which I was excited about.
Okay, well, we're going to play it for you guys just so you can hear it from the Cumia's mouth, and you can decide for yourselves.
Howard, I think Howard's gay. I do think he's gay. I think Beth is kind of like
do
a beard.
tell.
Yes. And I think him and who's his hair guy? Ralph. I think him and Ralph have had a relationship for many years. Like, I used to be a huge fan of Howard's, and I remember when Ralph came on board. I remember, like, they talked about Ralph.
Now, the truth is, when you really think about it, Howard's had a relationship longer with Ralph than either his wife or Beth.
True. And this sounds straight up like he's listening to QF. I mean,
he won't say it. He won't say it. And it was a caller that called in and basically brought up the other place. But it's unlike a lot of other podcasters and a lot of other hosts and whatnot, we've never gone away from this. We have a few of us here at QF that believe it's just a bit. He's asexual, or he's just, its sex is not part of the equation at all. So it's irrelevant what he is. But most of us believe he's a Fanuc. And again, it doesn't matter if he is, but the whole point is it's painfully obvious. And when it is, he would go after people like that. Like when it was clear, like before Ellen came out, and he'd fucking savage her. So why does he deserve any kind of protection?
Right. And
Rosie, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. And it is
John Travolta.
And it's almost like, in Florentine's friends with Cumia and goes on the show a lot. And I know, because I'm friends with Florentine, he listens to our show regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another piece to this as well. So I wonder
what that maybe he's forwarding
if they kibitz about this too as well. Like, do Florentine and Cumia chat up about this situation? I bet you they do.
Well, there's two ways of thinking about this. This is why I asked if it's libelous, because if it's possibly something that Howard would go after and sue him. If he does, then now it looks worse, because he's like, oh, well, what are you trying to hide? Why do you have to sue somebody for that? So it's better for him to just ignore it, because Cumia is not supposed to exist. But Cumia, for all of his, foibles and all of his, social gaffes, obviously he's got tons, and he might be a shithead himself. So it's asshole on hassle crime then. But either way, he put his own money behind Compound Media and made it successful. He's successful. He's got other shows on Compound Media, and he's the creator of this platform. Wiggy would never do that.
No.
So I just thought it fascinating to come from someone this high up. If Rogan said it, that would be even bigger. That would be just the cream on the top. The cream on the top.
Oh God, I'm just praying for the day. Just could you imagine the day when Rogan's like, I think Howard's gay with Ralph? Holy crap! 200 million people would hear it.
Oh yeah, big time. And that's a clip. That's a highlight clip they put on YouTube.
And the hair guy, it's Howard's hair, and he would do Howard's hair whenever he had an appearance somewhere on Letterman or whatever. He was with him constantly. And Ralph comes off as a little femmy. And Howard just seemed to really attach himself to this guy. And more than anyone else. Now, you've seen Howard just throw people to the wayside, Stuttering John, but there's a reason,
Okay, I'll let it play out, guys.
Untalented piece of shit, unfunny, skinflint, user, abuser, whatever. And then other people like Fred. Fred over there at the Howard Stern show has been with Howard forever. And you don't get any indication that those two are close. They're business associates. They've had this business relationship for many years. But Ralph came on board, and unlike
I love that they put that photo up.
It's so great.
And people have asked me, is that photoshopped? I'm like, no one could Photoshop that. There's nobody that could Photoshop it that well, because it's old. It's an older picture. The artifacts are all natural. It's an old phone camera photo. So there's only so much you can do in post-production to make that look fake. That's totally real.
Sorry, I just keep blinking my eyes like, God, turn that away. It's so hideous. So fucking god awful.
Yeah.
Else. Look at this. Look, they're they're just femmy. Two old queens just fucking wondering who's going to be bottom tonight.
Remember that Liberace movie where Liberace made his lover get plastic surgery so he can look like Liberace?
Except that in this case, Wiggy's being made to look like Ralph. Ralph gets the look. He decides, oh, I like Ralph's look, and he takes it. That's always been the way.
That's always been the way. Yeah. I'm some tunnel queen. You're going to look like a tunnel queen.
I mean, Liberace was the top. He had the money, he had everything, and he made Scott Thorson look like he wanted, not the other way around.
Yeah, you're going to look like you're going to look like some hungover addict.
That's exactly behind the candelabra. Ooh, behind the microphone, Robin. Ooh, I want Ralph to look just like me. Okay. Ooh. There it is. Yeah, because now Ralph grew his hair long. Oh my God, the love in their eyes. Dude, what the fuck is that?
Look, there's a reason I've used this in 100 Photoshops.
And there's the realization, Fillmore, like he's having that, he's having the same sort of epiphany that we all have had, that every QFer had. It's so funny when I say that every QFer has had, where they're like, oh my God, you guys have opened my eyes, and it's like you can't turn it around. You can't come back the other way. I've been red pilled. I've been QF'd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, those guys are fags.
I mean,
you tell me, what is the issue?
He's a fag.
Oh, fucking Tony.
Why are you eating home fries? You're getting a little bit of a belly.
Oh, look at his talk.
You know I like my girls shaved.
I mean, if I play every clip, guys, that I have, we could be here all day.
Your balls to the tip of your penis was over 9 inches.
No, right at the
9 inches.
Yeah. You making me feel good, man. I thought that because when you watch porno, those dudes is like a foot.
9 is perfect.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe that's the secret. Wait, hold on, Robin. Is 9 perfect, Robin?
Perfect.
What does Howard mean by that?
You know exactly what I mean.
Yes, we do, Howard.
I'm sorry. When Howard talks about dick, it just makes me so like gaggy.
Well, I mean, anyway, let's let Cumia have his say. The rest of it.
What is that? I like the way his little beard tickles my balls, Robin. Let me pull my glasses up so I get a good view of you. Yeah, he looks like him. Oh my God, you brought up an amazingly valid point here.
Oh,
that's what they do. That's what rich fags do. I want you to do.
I guess you'd have to have your own network just to not get Me Too'd or canceled at this point. If you're
for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Something. I want you to get a nose job, but add more on. Is that possible, doctor? Holy shit. In his private plane. Look at this shit. That's a hell of a climb angle they got there, unless the camera was a little... Man. Oh. Yeah, Howard's a fucking faggot. He's gotta be. He gets... he's married. Look, a lot of gay guys do that. They get married. They have kids. Especially someone like Howard, who his image to everyone was very important. And then he's like, whatever. They get a divorce, and he gets this leggy blonde beard. Like, that is absolutely the girl you would get if you wanted to cover up that you're gay. It's like, all right, Beth, fuck.
Anthony, what do you mean? He loves me. Hi, it's me.
There's only a little left.
Stern, that'll be your married name, and all you have to do is, make like you're my wife. Make like you're my loving wife. I'll let you fucking feed some stray cats and shit like
animals.
Some animal shelter cats. And that'll be that. But you also have to know that me and Ralph suck each other's dicks every night. And that was it. Wow.
I love the fact that he had the balls to say it. I give him credit for that. A lot of places would not do that. A lot of everybody would not be able to do that.
Oh, crying.
So now, guys, you've heard Cumia's take on the whole situation. We just thought we'd address that now while it's as fresh as it is. I mean, it's a couple weeks now. But again, we had so many people say like, oh, is Cumia listening to your show? I have no idea. I'm sure he knows who we are. I'm sure he knows whatever because I mean, anybody who's anti-Howard as much as we are, like, it's just going to get on his radar. And there's any number of shows that if something happens, they know that this is where you go. So when he came back, when he was off, that day he announced that I'm off for the summer. God, people were flocking to the site and going, hey guys, what do you think about this? It's like, well, what did you think was going to happen? Reduced salary, reduced schedule.
Right. And people were also, especially when that New York Post article came out, we got a lot of traction on that podcast we did about the Maureen Callahan article.
Big time. So anytime there's a thing like that, so people are waiting on the Joe Rogan stuff, but when it becomes less political, we'll address some of it for sure. Let's continue, guys. We're going right into the Condom Gate.
First of all, what are you playing a practical joke on me, the guy who pays you? What are you, insane?
No, I wasn't.
I'm about the only one who believes in you at this point.
I wasn't playing a practical joke on anybody. I thought.
So what was the joke?
I thought you would read.
How would I read it? I don't sit and read everything. I trust you to give her a list that's accurate.
No.
It's only Laura's smarts that save my ass.
No, it's not.
I love the terminology. This is just going to be replayed, unfortunately, but he saved my ass. Saved my ass. If there's nothing you're doing wrong, like, there's no reason to use that terminology.
And look at Robin, just ready to pounce.
Mouth open. I've never seen that shot before.
Here comes the alien.
Yeah.
Or the predator, I'm sorry.
Thanks for putting the word condoms where my wife's going to read it.
Can I explain
and where
myself?
Laura, a woman who works with me, is going to read it. So let me tell you. So I go home. I'm dog tired. You've been following the story of my day.
Yeah.
Of course, I love this. I love the fake ass setup. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted. And I think this was your contention way back when, if I'm not mistaken. You believe Ralph did that as a passive aggressive thing to Allison.
Oh yeah, I think totally. I think that this was a passive aggressive move towards Allison. And I also think that they were trying to get out of the marriage.
In terms of Allison wouldn't let him go, or he was desperately trying to get out. He wanted her to kick her out.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to be the one, so she could be the bad guy.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
I was just trying to paint a picture of, like, I was really wasted, okay? And I'm sitting there, and then Laura, my executive assistant, or whatever you want to call Laura, she comes.
Look at that floppy wrist and hair wig tousle back. I mean,
and the lavender hairband.
Also, too, Wig, wouldn't you not bring this up at all?
That's another thing. Like, why bring it up at all if it's something you don't want out there? And what it is he wants to have the jury be the audience, and he wants to paint it. This is how he paints the narrative. He uses the show as a springboard for, look, this is how it went down, as opposed to, how do you think it went down, actually? Do you think, like, he's going to explain it a certain way? Do you think Allison said, explain this, mister?
Oh, yeah. I think she was like, what the fuck is this doing on... So you're fucking other people.
Right.
No. How would this be funny? How would this be a joke?
Yeah, like, where's the joke, and who's going to hear the joke? Who's going to see the joke?
Right.
Who gets to benefit from the joke? Except
right.
us.
So if Ralph puts condoms on there, how would that be funny to Laura?
Right.
Or how would that be funny to the person who has to buy them? How would that be funny to the studio who has to pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why is this funny to anybody?
Right. So we're going to, and it's set up in such a way, like Ralph, he goes, oh, you're not supposed to come in yet. Because the reason why we're doing this finally, guys, is because a lot of people have asked over the years, the months and months and almost 2 years now, that they want to hear our take on it. And I've wanted to do this independently for a long time because people have taken the audio but not the video, and I want the visual aspect to be out there as poor quality as unfortunately we have, because it just looks like, let's set this up for plausible deniability, but there is none because he's such a shitty actor, and so is Ralph. And Robin doing her best. Oh, you must be joking, Ralph. How could you? Like Wilma.
her acting might be the worst of them all.
Oh yeah, and she's been told, like, she's been arranged. It's been arranged. Robin, you do that. You do this. You come in, act all surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
A couple of things, and we're going over it. And she said, "Oh, by the way, look at this list that Ralph wants to give the studio to stock your trailer with."
Pause. Like, is there any debate, really?
And now look at Robin, all intrigued. Like, you shouldn't be intrigued by this story. Like, look at her. Oh, the list that you want to stock your trailer with? That sounds so intriguing. You wouldn't be intrigued by this story.
Right.
This was the shampoos and stuff?
Yeah. What? Yeah. So,
how would she know it's his shampoos? Why? He's not her. Ralph is not the hair person.
Who cares?
Anyway, I start looking at it because I'm so tired at this point. I don't even care. And I look at it, and it's a little weird because a lot of the products I don't even use, and it was a bit excessive. And, you know, one of the things I feel is that a lot of these so-called celebrities, you know, they get in a situation where people want to do for them, and they take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's like whatever they ever dreamed of wanting.
Altruistic Howard is worried about celebrities taking advantage of movie companies for swag and taking extra pairs of jeans that are on the set. My fucking ass. He had people in white gloves serving them, and he had a studio built for him so he could sleep there when he was doing in between scenes.
Yeah, I'm such a good guy that I leave condoms and certain kinds of shampoo off my list.
Exactly.
But they wouldn't buy for themselves.
Yeah.
They decide to get the studio to get it for them.
I mean, some of this stuff was realistic that Ralph had on there, but some of it I don't even use, and some of it, okay, I know he wants to try out on me and stuff, but, you know, just get a bottle or two of shampoo. Don't get 18 bottles.
Look at him wringing his hands. When he's 18? relaxed behind the consoles, you never see his hands are just kind of there at rest. Now he's like, let's see, how does this work? Fidgety. And clearly he's on edge here. He's totally on edge because he knows there's a fucking lawyer's call coming in.
Yeah, shuffling papers.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Trying to act blasé, but failing.
Bottles of shampoo, 18 bottles of conditioner, 19 of this, and, a toothpaste he's ordering that I don't even use. You know what I mean? He doesn't even bother to find out what I like. I understand the shampoo, he's in control of the hair and everything. But I'm looking through this. I said, look, this is just, I cannot hand this in. And I'm looking down the list, and all of a sudden on the list, I see condoms as one of the things that my trailer should be stocked with. Now, wait, now, hold on a second. Wait, the story gets worse.
No, it doesn't.
So I look at
But you're misreading, aren't you?
Hold it a second. Don't come in yet. I'm going to tell you when to come in, Ralph.
I'm in control. He's in control of my hair. Your hair looks like it hasn't been washed in, I don't know, a month.
Yeah.
It looks horrible.
It looks filthy, greasy, oily, like shitty mid-90s gangster movie look. Like, I don't know. Just can't think of an example, but like The Godfather 3. I don't know. It's just...
You must be misreading. Oh, because he can't read the word. What else would it be, Robin?
Well, the other thing is, if Ralph is in charge of everything he's supposed to do, and yes, Ralph is a fuck-up, he would know all the products he uses. He would not order 18 bottles of anything. He would not go over the fucking top. This is all bullshit. And every time he comes up with numbers, it's stupid. I hate that shit.
You're not to come in yet. What did I do?
What did I do?
What did I do? Oh, I'll tell you what you did, pal. You fixed me.
Oh, boy.
So I'm sitting there and I said to Laura, oh, my God, what's wrong with this guy?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, with this scrunchie on my wrist.
Auntie M, I'm frightened. I'm frightened. I'm frightened. I'll get you and your little dog, too.
Oh, my God.
And the other thing, I love how that was just so artfully planned. Like, Ralph, you're not supposed to come in yet. We haven't planned this. You failed the rehearsal, buddy. This is when you come in. This is stick to the fucking script. There is no script except in his demented fucking head.
I'm a married man. I have not requested condoms. And first of all, you're doing a movie. I don't think any movie studio should have to buy anyone. I don't care if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think they should have to buy your condoms. If it's condoms that you use, why?
Get yourself a salary.
This makes no sense.
So now it's about the movie, the multi-million-dollar movie studio saving you $5 on some fucking Trojans. Are you kidding me? Now it's about that virtue.
Exactly.
Of $5.
When you first saw this video or the audio, if you heard it, did you buy it for a second?
Not one.
No, there's no way. And when I finally heard it for the first time, I felt the same thing. This is just shitty acting.
Yeah, exactly. Now, also, I just said to Laura, this is ridiculous. I don't want to ask this studio.
Going over Ralph's list?
I mean, first of all, this list is coming from me. No one knows it's Ralph's list. They think it's coming from me. And now I'm saying, hey, buy me my condoms. I mean, boy, if that isn't going to be a story circulating.
Yeah, what is he asking for condoms?
Yeah, now wait a second. It gets worse.
I'd like to apologize to my wife, Nancy. This is the same tack, basically.
Laura says to me, your wife walked in to my office, and I hadn't even looked at the list. She picked up the list to see what was on it. She saw condoms, and I think she's upset. I said, first of all, I don't use condoms with her. We never use condoms. I pull out. I'm a married man.
You're explaining this to your...
How many times can you say I'm a married man? Is that go ahead, please. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Isn't it weird that he wasn't worried about getting Allison pregnant, but he's worried about getting Beth pregnant?
Or whoever. I think the condoms were strictly because he was fucking Ralph and, as well as whoever else.
Yeah, but he's a married man now with Beth, and she's like in her late 50s or mid 50s. Why is he still wearing condoms with Beth?
Well, yeah, at that age, her fucking ovaries must look like Pripyat right now. But I think,
and she doesn't eat.
Well, yeah, there's no way she could carry anything to fucking term unless it was some friggin' thalidomide baby. I don't know. The thing is,
they don't have sex, and he's not fucking her anyways. But
that's right.
The whole point is, I it's just so bizarre to me that he went from a marriage where he was, raw dogging his wife, supposedly,
theoretically,
to then buying condoms and only having sex with condoms.
Well,
it's weird.
Well, the inference was way back when Imus supposedly said that, Beth has herpes and whatever. Like, I don't even know if there's audio of that exists. But then if the fact that he was going to be screwing dirty people or he didn't know where they were from, yeah, I could see him doing that. The other thing is people have said they believe he and Mary McCormick were fucking, and that's been thrown around. And I believe that that's possible, because what starlet, she was early on in her career. She was, really much younger. And who doesn't sleep with their fucking co-star in most films that are kind of reasonably big budget? It would make sense to me, but
who
either
knows?
way. Yeah, well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I was beside myself. I don't normally talk like this. I said, Laura, you're kidding me. I haven't even seen it. Stressed out. My voice was shot. I had no voice yesterday. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking you haven't seen Allison. You've been going through the house. You've seen the kids. You've seen Laura. You haven't seen Allison.
I haven't seen Allison. She's upstairs. And I'm like, oh, my God.
You never see her. How's the difference?
Look at this, oh my God face. Look at this acting. It is, wow, it is brutal.
It's probably worse than the Jimmy Buff stuff that I wanted to cover, which we may eventually do as well, where he starts getting hyperventilating and get out of the studio and like, oh my God, I'm having such a rough day of it. You're right. This is just beyond bad. I don't know why he would insist on filming it.
Thank God he never did another movie.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I mean, for the first time, I'm like, this is a bad movie I'm caught up in.
Yeah, right now.
The movie you'd say, there's no way it happened.
Totally unbelievable.
Yeah. No time for music here, Fred.
It's totally unbelievable unless you have Ralph in your life.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. And I said, Laura, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm going to kill this guy.
But no, you're not. No, you didn't. So you're not that angry about it. That's in hindsight. Of course, we know,
Yeah, he's still around and getting paid, still calling in.
Yeah.
My life. I let him into my house by accident. I thought he was normal. I'm the only one of those.
Oh, look at him. Look at him crouching under his hands, itching his wig. Yeah. And he's still around. You still have him and pay him for no reason. That we have no discernible reason for Ralph.
In 2021, absolutely. Even as a caller, you wouldn't, he's not that fucking interesting. Why insist on keeping him on the payroll unless he knows too much?
Oh my God.
Doesn't see it. The guy's out to wreck my life.
Well, what do you do now?
Well, the first thing I said to Laura is, has anyone from the movie studio seen this list? She goes, no, I wouldn't send it over until you okayed it. I said, oh, my God. I said, you know what? Thank God, but I can't believe my wife saw it. She said, listen, I had it on my desk. I didn't even know. Your wife just walks in. My wife is real nosy. She just reads whatever on the... She walks into Laura's office and feels it's like...
Okay, now, that was Allison casing the joint.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her husband bought an apartment without even consulting her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's stopped
never
coming home.
Yep. He's locked himself in a door for the past however many years and in some office that only the kids can get in or the dogs. And you barely see him. So what would you do if you were her in her case? You'd be shuffling through fucking drawers, everything.
And then he basically just... negates her from his life and just says, hey, but I'm paying for everything. What's your problem?
Absolutely.
Her stuff to read.
It's her house.
Yeah, it's her house. That's what sucks about having my office in my house.
Oh, that's what sucks about having a wife.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what did she do? She says, I don't know. She just kind of looked really bad and then just walked out.
Ooh, she probably didn't get past that on the list.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't believe this guy. What a piece of garbage he is. She's just a piece of garbage.
So the whole thing is to put it on Ralph and then make Ralph look like the asshole when, again, it's got to be someone else. Can't be him. But in truth, they're all assholes. And they're all in on it. Robin especially should be the one keeping her mouth shut. But no, she knows where her fucking bread's buttered.
What would be his rationale?
Now he can walk in.
What would be his rationale for putting it on?
I don't...
God.
He looks just like Leon the Professional. No women, no kids.
I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. It's going to be good. What are you doing to me, douchebag? I thought it was funny. I was just writing it as a joke.
It was a joke.
Obviously, it was a joke. Asswipe, why would they think that's a joke? Wait, here's your music.
Okay, so I cut out the commercials, guys, just to make sure we didn't have any fucking bullshit interruptions, and make it easier editing-wise. But who's the worst actor, Wiggy or Ralph?
I gotta. Ralph
okay, best worst supporting actor.
I gotta say, Howard's a worst actor. Ralph is just Ralph. He's always like this.
Well, yeah.
Douchebag.
We go. I don't think we need music. We don't.
His big ugly nose is something scary. The side of his face has a hideous berry. His teeth are even worse than Gary's. Howard's girlfriend, Ralph. Everyone knows that Ralph is best at shaving the hairs off of Howard's chest. But other than that, he's a worthless pest. Howard's girlfriend, Ralph.
Sometimes.
I mean, what else do you need? They're just spelling it out for us in front of our faces. But back then, geez.
Well, that was the other thing, hiding in plain sight. But I just got to throw the question out for everybody as well as you. When was the first time, you have to really think hard, when was the first time you thought there was something abnormal, like he's gay or he's bi or something?
Oh, that's a good question.
You'd have to go back to the year and the clip that it was, and it's so difficult because there's so much out there. But
okay, let me really. I'd have to go to when he was vacationing with. It was during the times of when he was on some. I think it was when he was doing those Vegas shows.
Okay.
And I think it was the clip when they were noticing in his first thing was the shirt's off, noticing KC.
Yes, the Las Vegas. Oh yeah.
And then I was like,
then Will starts talking about it.
And then they were playing that. I go, God, that doesn't seem right. And then all of a sudden that triggered me. And I was like, ever since then, it kind of gave me a twinge. And I was like, oh my God. And I started really paying attention to his noticing other men. And that's when I started really kind of noticing a lot. And then also the habits of his TV watching were really bizarre. Like nothing that a man would watch.
See, I'm at a loss myself because I have so many clips and I downloaded so many and I've lost the order of when I heard what and this and that. But there was always little signs like when, and I'm going to play one right here. This is a clip that I got ages ago. It's Dominic claiming Howard is gay. So hold on. This was from 2001, March 27th.
Ralph, you're gay. You can't even take a test.
You're so gay you can't take a test.
Yeah, Dominic, you're on the air.
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe your results.
Why?
Because you spent all your life with Ralph, and he's gay. How can a heterosexual man spend his life with a homosexual man?
First of all, you're trying to be funny. Second of all...
I told you he has this theory that you're gay.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Ralph is my friend. Ralph and I don't spend... When's the last time we got together socially? I can't even remember.
It's been a while.
You know why?
Okay, so there's a little bit there, and that was based on the lie detectors. They'd done the lie detectors, and Ralph, was failed.
But
basically.
That's very true.
Well, let's play a little more of it.
I've been with a girl.
Yeah, but for years he shaves your back.
He's a guy. I work on television. He dresses me. That's all.
The only weird thing for me has been like at your apartment. I see that you have like that big closet. And I think you said like you've been in there in your underwear and Ralph is showing you stuff.
Sure.
That's weird to me.
No, I don't have an issue being undressed in front of Ralph. I'm a guy.
And this is more about Ralph than it is about Howard.
Right. Yeah.
Ralph climbs into bed with him.
I mean, every time you go...
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? What? What? Huh?
I don't know what it's like in the women's changing rooms and stuff. I'm sure, first of all, if you know what a woman, if you know what people look like with their clothes on, like if you get a sense of their form and their shape, you don't really need to fucking beam in at them once they're changing. Like if you're in a cabana and you're all changing into bathing suits. But most women, I imagine, aren't there looking at other women's imperfections or how good they look when they're naked. And it's the same with guys. You ignore that. You don't even know that there are other people in the room.
I don't care. I don't care. Like,
you're too busy doing your own shit.
Yeah, or like if it's a good-looking girl, I'd be like, "Damn, good for you.
Right.
Good job. Nice rack."
Right. You might be envious, but you wouldn't go like, "Wow."
Like I get a lot of like people are like, "What a good ass," and I'm like, "Thank you." Like you're welcome. But I'm not, it's just so bizarre to me. Like, oh, he climbed into bed with Ralph. Well, that's not helping, Robin.
No, it's not.
Now we're at a gym. Are you looking
No,
at
he
guys
climbed into
dominating?
bed with me.
I don't believe it.
So far, the only guy here that's not staring at my balls every 5 minutes is Stuttering John.
But let me ask, how many people thought Howard was going to fail? John?
No, only you.
Only you, Dominic.
Maybe
Dominic,
I got the...
you're
maybe I
gay.
have the-
You
I
want
would
me
like
to be
hook
gay.
you up because you are in love with Howard.
Yeah, let's hook up Dominic.
Did Dominic? I don't think they make a belt.
Yeah, Dominic's the one who's nuts. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in, guys, because it's just more.
Howard's getting nervous.
Oh, big time. Yeah, you got to circle the wagons there.
He can be like really helpful and stuff, and I really, I trust this guy. Let him in my house. It's just total betrayal, dude. Don't you think before you write something down on a piece of paper? My wife, it's circulating in my house.
I did. I just thought it.
Condoms?
I thought it was funny. I was just writing it as a joke.
It was a joke.
Obviously, it was a joke.
Asswipe, why would they think that's a joke?
This is like the $100. This is exactly like the $100 joke. Why is it funny to steal $100? Why is it funny to write condoms on a trailer list and give it to his assistant? Who is going to see it? Who is going to pay for it? Why is it funny to take $100 off of a waitress's tip?
I know that Bobby Chicago is screaming into the speakers right now. He's screaming into the speakers saying, everything's plausible deniability. If it's all a joke, then, there's no serious, it's all frivolity. None of it can be taken seriously because part of it is a joke.
But it's not funny, so it's not a joke. You can't say something's a joke if it's not funny. If you can't garner any humor out of something, if you cannot
you can't say something's a joke and will it to be a joke when it isn't. Right.
You can't. You cannot say stealing $100 is funny, and you can't say writing condoms on a trailer list is funny and say it's a joke. There's nothing funny about it. The $100, the stealing money thing is the joke based on, it worked before. Let's use this theory. They've been doing it for their entire relationship together. It's a joke. So if you say Howard's girlfriend Ralph, okay, that's a joke. We've made it into a jingle. Instead of just saying, well, no, there's actual truth behind it. Yeah, they are a couple. Ha.
Okay, so I gotta get the Gilbert laughing.
I wasn't giving it to them. I was giving it to Laura.
Dude, a woman walks down.
I was
Excuse
giving
me.
it to Laura.
What, you think Laura's going to get the joke? What is she going to think of me? What is the movie studio going to think about me? You see, that's why everyone's turned off to you. I sent them over to the movie studio for one meeting with these people. All I know is they're not talking to me now about him. I don't know what he does. People are turned off by you.
I don't know what I do.
That's another interesting little tidbit. So you send him over to the movie studio, and now people aren't talking to you. Do you think it's something to do with Ralph, or do you think it's people are now confused about what's the situation here?
I think 100%, because think about it. At a movie studio, in this case, it's Reicher, but Paramount connected somehow. Reicher's the company that's going to be actually doing the promotion and whatnot. But they have established people doing their jobs that movie people do. They have gaffers, they have craft service, they have everything. They don't need Ralph there for anything. So they're asking, what is this fucking as Howard to put it on, at the Howard TV put, what's this quasi-homo doing on the show for Howard? And I based that on a clip from the Howard TV guys. I have the picture. I'll insert it so you can see it. It was a graphic they put on when Ralph was showing his belly ring or his nipple rings to Howard, and Howard was playing with him on his lap. I showed you that picture, and you were fucking dying laughing. So yeah. I mean, it's just one more, like, guys, I'm sorry. The defense rests. The prosecution rests. So, like, what's this guy's deal? And they're not explained that. Like, there should have been someone saying, look, that guy sucks off the boss. Okay, it's Hollywood. You think there are other people that haven't been more forthright and just said it?
Right. Instead of just some rando running around the movie studio. They're probably pissed.
Yes, they're absolutely pissed because he's on the payroll. And if you looked at the private parts contract, Ralph is, direct to the artist. And so is Tony. And what's Ralph's real purpose? All they did, I bet you $10, they just scammed the company for all these fucking outfits and said, we're keeping every one of these outfits. We're taking them with us. So we can play fucking dress up Barbie modeling, at home. And all those Polaroids. That's not helping the case.
Ugly fucking Barbies.
What's your job? Comedy writer? He was over my house. He was getting my clothes ready for the week. And the guy's writing condoms. He weren't making it as a joke.
I absolutely. Why
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're thinking.
You don't use condoms.
Half the stuff that you're writing on.
Ralph knows because it's on the air, but he shouldn't know. He shouldn't be that invested.
You're not.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah.
There, I don't use stock in the trailer for yourself.
No.
I don't know what you're thinking, man. I got a wife and kids. You almost wrecked my life. You don't even know.
Did you?
So I go upstairs. I go upstairs and I say to Allison, listen, I said, I gotta say something.
I said, Allison, I'm Howard. Remember me, your husband? We haven't seen you in a while.
I know I'm wearing a scrunchie around my wrist right now, but I swear to God, I'm straight.
He's like Lavander Williams in Wildcats.
No, without. I said, I don't believe it. I don't even say it. And guilty of something. I heard this list on Laura's. I said, I don't even know where this list came from. I asked Ralph.
I don't know. What are you laughing at?
This whole situation. Look at Ralph. He just looks like.
He always looks like a derelict.
I mean, it's just so unbelievable. And his wife's probably like, just tell me whatever you're going to tell me and just get the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah, he does. He has the look like, okay, when is this fucking stupid bit over where I'm made to be the fucking punching bag? When can I go back down to Port Authority and suck a few more dicks?
I had Laura.
When can I take half your money and you can leave?
Yeah, when can you leave that? When can you leave your beard?
What shampoo should I use? No, that's the only question I wanted answered.
That wasn't the only question.
So Allison goes, I walked in, I turn over the list to see if there's anything I can add to it because I know what you use. And I see Condom. I go, Allison, I don't know if you're going to believe me. If we've had 20 years together. What this guy's doing? I don't know what he's doing.
That is amazing.
I said,
I thought you were kidding when you said your life was ruined.
Oh, he wrecked my life yesterday. Now I'm beat, and now all night I'm, my wife's looking at me strange.
I wonder why.
I don't know, because you look like on the red carpet, like gay interview with the vampire.
Jesus Christ.
I'll go for the fair.
And I said, listen, Allison, I just want you to know something. I swear to you, I don't know where Ralph's getting this idea. I don't want condoms in my trailer. I'm totally and thoroughly embarrassed. And she goes, embarrassed? She goes, you're having a movie studio buy your condoms?
Oh.
I go, I know.
Oh.
This moron. And you know what? He didn't do it as a joke because Laura, first of all, what are you playing a practical joke on me, the guy who pays you? What are you, insane?
No, I think we got to play that Emily Stern New York Times rebuttal, like real quick, and just to hear the same fumbling to the comparison, the way he's doing this story.
I think everybody knows.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm about the only Anyone who believes in you
I
at this
wasn't
point.
playing a practical joke on anybody. I thought
So
you
what
would
was the
read,
joke?
I thought you would read
How
the
would I
list.
read it? I don't sit and read everything. I trust you to give her a list that's accurate.
No.
It's only Laura's smarts that save my ass.
Yeah, how did you know what was going to happen to the
You want to
list?
listen to me for a second?
Thanks for putting the word condoms where my wife's going to read
Can I
it.
explain
and where
myself?
Laura, a woman who works with me, is going to read it.
Can I explain myself?
There's no explanation, Ralph. How can you explain yourself?
Ooh.
Well, if it was a joke, wouldn't you want to know why it would be funny?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear the punchline, Howard.
Yeah, big time.
Why don't I go over when you
I made
ever
the
get in a
list.
relationship with a girl? All right, and get KY jelly.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Wait. Okay, fair enough.
I gave Laura that list to give it to you and look it over because I couldn't get you because you were so busy
maybe
that
it
day.
can be found on my desk where my
You would
wife
look
will
at-
see it.
I thought you would get a chuckle out of it. I just thought I was just writing.
Yeah, well, don't make jokes, dude. It's not funny, man. When a guy's married, man, he's in a relationship.
Were
You're
there
writing
any
condoms.
other jokes on the list? Or
We get it. You're married.
You're
Mhm.
straight. If you guys wanted to have a drinking game in this, I guess we should have. It's been so long since I've heard this clip in its entirety. You could do it ostensibly on "I'm married, I have kids."
I would be more blacked out than a home opener.
Go Bills.
And we all saw me for that.
No, that was it.
My whole relationship with you is a joke. Who was the target audience for your joke, man? My wife? Well, it worked.
No,
so
you
then
don't.
I'm like sitting there and I go, now I'm in the process of trying to convince my wife that
you don't do anything.
That I don't really want condoms.
Oh, gee.
I said, you don't understand something. I don't even want condoms. I don't
you had
even,
no request for condoms.
I have no request. I don't know what this moron is doing. She goes, I couldn't believe it. I said, the only thing that she said kind of after this all went on, she goes, the only thing that kind of saved it was,
wow, it sounds like I'll let it play out a little bit more, but then I got something to say here.
It's not even the toothpaste you use. It's none of the products you use. I figured maybe it was a list for Ralph.
I said to Laura, I said, listen, I said, this is a list of some other things that he might want to use. Because she asked me, what kind of toothpaste does he use? What kind of deodorant does he use? I said,
So what did you write? I don't know.
I said, but these are good ones. And see if he wants to use these. Have him look the
dude,
list
you
over.
really wrecked me
I'm
on the
sorry,
condom.
And
man.
certainly on a list like that,
Sorry.
you'd see the joke.
Yeah, of course.
The joke would just stand out.
Yeah, the condom joke really worked, man. You did me a great favor last night.
Now, let me just find another clip here, guys, to go along with this. One moment. Let's see. And I've used this
Has
in
anyone did you get the joke?
no, exactly. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I was still waiting.
Yeah, I'm working on training my penis. That's where I've been going wrong. That's why I lost half my money. I can't believe my penis. Train the mind.
Okay, so yeah, he didn't cheat on Allison.
I said,
So what did you write? I don't know.
I said, but these are good ones. And see if he wants to use these. Have him look the
dude,
list
you
over.
really wrecked me
I'm
on the
sorry,
condom.
And
man.
certainly on a list like that,
Sorry.
you'd see the joke.
Yeah, of
The
course.
joke would just stand out.
Yeah, the condom joke really worked, man. You did me a great favor last night. You totally screwed me.
I'm sorry, man.
Totally.
Damn, I think I did that on purpose. I mean, I didn't.
I don't know what you do. I just don't think you think.
I did. I thought about it, and I thought it was funny. And
So if you're Allison, what's your thought? My husband's gay, my husband's cheating, or both?
Both. I would think my husband's cheating and my husband's gay.
Because at this point, she's seen, she's had 20 years to notice him. She's had 20 years to observe his behavior and stuff.
The behavior, Ralph coming into the picture, the backyard shaving, the lawn guy catching them.
I love that one. I should have played that one too.
like, you know what? I should rewrite this.
Yeah, well, you
because
wrecked
maybe
me,
it's
man.
not.
You wrecked me, man. I'm in a marriage. I got kids. What are you doing?
Oh, God. If I
Drink.
was drinking, I would be fucking floored right now. Are you kidding me? How many times he mentions it more than he does now when he says, I love my wife.
Yeah.
We know you
And
love
bang a clock.
You love your wife. Bang a clock central every time. She's on her period. She's always on her period. That woman who is so malnourished menstruates more than I swear to God, that woman is
she's more
Bloody Mary. She's Carrie at the end of
Yeah.
the movie.
She's
it's
more
fucking ridiculous.
She's redder than the Nile after Moses puts his stick in the water.
Sitting there going, why does he?
Meanwhile, Wiggy's Yul Brynner.
He need condoms in the movie, jackass.
I was in shock.
She was practically crying.
I meant to throw this one in there just because they were doing a super promo for Miss America. Does this make me look hetero?
This will be good.
Howard Stern's Miss America is on sale now.
He's not gay and he's not cheating. Look at him just feel up some fucking Bhutan and some fucking tranny show.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Condoms in
Honey?
why would he need condoms in the movie?
Honey?
Oh,
why? Because in a woman's eyes, she's sitting there going, why does he need condoms in the movie trailer, you jackass?
I was in shock.
She was practically crying.
No. I was in shock. And then I realized that the entire list had not one product that you used.
I know. So, that was my only saving grace. So Allison kind of said, yeah, okay, I buy it.
I said, oh, this must be what Ralph wants.
Imagine if it had all the products that I actually used.
If he had actually been accurate. Well, then.
Well, I just went right upstairs and I just said, Allison, this is outrageous.
Allison, I'm sorry.
I couldn't believe, Ralph, you wrote your toothpaste, your deodorant.
What does she know Ralph's stuff anyway? Just real quick, do you need to take a short break?
Yeah, I am a little confused though. Like, why does Allison?
Why does she know Ralph's brand of toothpaste?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Do you think she was in on it? Do you think she's in on this? Let's make this a bit.
I think she's like, I think he's like, you need to help rehab this for me. This bit, like, you need to help play along with this because.
Okay, so here's the thing. Do you think, Ralph and him are covering. She doesn't. Well, like they're covering to basically hide this from her, but they're going to include her in on it to make it seem as if it really is a joke.
Right.
And corral her to say, listen, honey, can you call in and say this and this and this, it's all because she would have heard, well, we had a suicide jumper and we call in and that's fake. And we've had, a serial killer on and that's fake. The show's all of a sudden now, bullshit television.
Yeah.
I mean, there's precedent there where she could go plausible. Oh, yeah, okay, this is fake. This is for the air. This is just to make drama bullshit, because, she's been with him that long.
We need to wrap this up in a bow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very confused at why I would have said, fuck you and drown on this one. I don't know.
Well, I think privately she called her fucking lawyer and said, drop the fucking papers.
You're right. That could have been too. Like, so maybe she did do this, but in the background, she was like,
yeah. Okay, let's.
I see.
And your condom.
I don't know. I don't use condoms. I made suggestions.
Yeah, that's smart.
Suggestions.
That's what I said to Laura.
You didn't even find out what toothpaste and deodorant he used.
You know as well as I do.
Whose list was it, Ralph? Yours? Please.
Of course.
Alice,
he doesn't care what I use.
Alice, as far as everything
I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't mind him making suggestions. I don't care about any of it. The condoms thing, I'm now dealing with it at 7 o'clock at night. My wife and Laura and everybody and everyone.
He's dealing with it. He has to interact with them. That's what he's pissed off about. And the fact that he got busted. But Ralph saying he doesn't use condoms also makes no sense. It is gross.
Especially during this time period and everything that's going on with HIV. And it's just a real big fucking gross admission.
Yeah.
And wow, how
safe.
How safe. Whoa, great. Also, I'm dealing with this. Not how your wife must feel. You're dealing with this, not your family, not your wife.
And the other thing is, this is the more disturbing thing that came out of that exchange. Ralph just said to Allison, "You know as well as I do." To Allison, "You know as well as I do about Howard's bathroom habits." Something. No guy, no stylist, no fucking hairstylist or clothing stylist should be that tied into you, best friends or not.
It's bizarre. It's way too close.
Yes. Absolutely.
It was so embarrassing. It was embarrassing to me. I was like, oh, my God.
Because she was embarrassed in front of Laura.
Of course. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not like Ralph was just handing this to you.
No.
It was going through people. How did he expect this to be a joke to you?
I'm the last
when
one.
all these people are going to read it.
I'm the last one to see it.
Yeah.
Allison, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I didn't mean to upset Howard. I was just writing.
But what I'm saying about Ralph is
he's a douchebag.
I'm not a douchebag. I made a joke.
Business
It wasn't funny.
relationship he has with Howard as well.
Well, do you ever notice how Beth and Ralph always seem like friends, like BFFs, and they always give looks to each other, or they always notice things about Howard, and they seem to have an understanding about the bearded relationship more so than Allison does with Ralph. So, yes, they understand Howard's bathroom habits, but they don't understand that Howard's in a relationship with Ralph as well. Whereas Beth seems to have an understanding about Ralph and Howard are in the relationship. But
yes,
that's the difference.
And that was a prerequisite for any beard he was going to get. They were going to have to understand that Ralph is in my life and you're the cover. I mean, that's what beards do. And then you got to be okay with that. And what does okay mean? Okay means if it gets out, you're going to be embarrassed, but it may come out.
But so Beth and Ralph always seem to get along so well, and they always were so fun and happy together, and they always, dunk on Howard together.
Yeah, silently or whatever. And meanwhile, whatever she's saying to Ralph, I'm certain is getting back to Howard anyway, or at least it was at some point. There are some things that I'm certain Ralph keeps from Howard anyway, just because of his own, just for insurance purposes.
Right. Me too.
Yeah, but he knows enough to. He's a smart enough cookie to know how to direct Howard, how to change the focus when he needs to.
Not me too. Like, I keep things from Howard. Howard doesn't know who I am. I meant like me too. I agree.
You know what?
And he's got to keep the business separate.
What confuses Ralph is that I've been a friend to him.
Yeah.
And this is what my agent always says. You've been a friend to this guy, which is great. You want to have a friend, that's fine. But the guy gets all confused, and he starts like this morning. I had to tell Gary something to do for the show. Right away.
You were going to say something. Okay, then now he's mentioning Dawn. He's bringing Dawn into it. Dawn knows you need to have a friend.
No. See, so Dawn is explaining to Howard. See, he's only conveying part of this conversation.
Yeah.
You've brought along this person and you can be gay with him, but you have to have some sort of guardrails here, and you're not conveying this well enough. He's going off the rails here. You're not doing this right. You have to.
You're not smart enough to get out of this.
Yeah, you have to provide better guardrails here. You're not doing this right. This is what Dawn is giving him. Dawn is giving him the beard, gay, pink mafia talk right now.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If the scandal does get out, and it does, I mean, by the time they get divorced, Howard's already on the downslope. The movie's a bomb. None of his Son of the Beach is on FX, big fucking shit. It's not on NBC. Do you know what I mean? It's not on CBS, and it's not a successful show per se. And so Don's already when he's looking for the next big payday, which of course is serious. But in the meantime, they're losing markets. They're doing this. And he knows that if this gets out, he knows that if Howard is outed before some last big payday, then he is fucked. In 1997, 98, 96, he will be out of the business completely at that time in history.
Right. So listen to how he's coloring this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph starts chiming in.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's completely just listen to how he's framing the conversation with Dawn.
Yeah.
It's totally like Dawn's lecturing him.
So this is Dawn coming through Howard, but not well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, Howard. Because it's like no one wants to hear Ralph's opinion when they're when they're talking to their boss.
Yeah. I make suggestions,
dude. It wasn't appropriate. You don't know the. That's fine. Do it to me. When I'm talking to Gary about something, don't start. It's obnoxious when you chime in.
Because you were
You
both
have
there.
the list, Howard.
I brought the list in with me.
The list was so inappropriate. It was. I mean, that was one.
Yeah, and Ralph wants me have the movie studio buying me like ridiculous stuff.
So you had to talk about Gary, divert the topic yet again about something completely pointless to the situation and to the conversation because you got to distract the audience. But no one's buying any of it.
Flip through the papers. It's not helping.
No, it's not.
I don't want to be seen that way by these guys.
Too late.
With the goddamn list, I put it in my bag. I got so many.
Now this is more like modern Howard. I have my notes somewhere.
Shut the show down.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off at you last night, man.
I was in shock.
Oh, here it
I
is.
have to say.
And that annoying handwriting of Ralph's. Yeah, here it is. Howard's grooming products. Looks like a real joke list.
Right.
Grooming products. He looks like he just washed his hair in fucking mousse. It literally looks like he shampooed his wig in mousse.
Yeah,
it's
Crisco.
Brutal.
Yeah, and this is okay. So pre-wig, we'll say these are the initial implants because at this point he's getting into that feral hair salon shit. So I think some of that's his real hair, but it's clearly like the thinning Joey Ramone stuff.
When I brush my hair for weeks and weeks, and then I notice, there's buildup. So I take a clump of my hair and I pull it out of the brush, and I throw it out. That's what's on top of his head right now. I mean, it's the most disgusting looking fucking hair. Why? What do you need product for? It's awful.
Yeah, he's not taking care of it.
All by Kiehl's, except last one. That's the condoms, I think.
Right.
No.
No, it's not.
That's the shampoo.
That's why she got Kiehl's condoms.
I don't think they make condoms.
Castile shampoo, Pantherol protein hair conditioner, high gloss condition and styling oil, lecithin and coconut enriched hair mask, shining like groom, cream with silk groom, leave-in hair conditioner.
Even that list is fucking pustada. Jesus Christ.
And look at what is it doing? You
aren't you outing yourself with this list?
And for who? This is the result.
These are a bunch of companies that would pay not to have their names mentioned on this particular show.
Ever.
Yeah.
Close Shavers shave cream. Cucumber. I don't even use Close Shavers shave cream.
No, you use something else.
I can't. Ralph's mouth. Now I feel bad. Now I really feel bad for the landscaping guy that walked in on them blowing each other in the backyard. And I think he could use a support group for other landscapers.
Oh, Fillmore, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
Tell him I use Clinique.
Sorry, he's a married man.
Clinique?
Clinique? Isn't that makeup? Isn't that a makeup brand?
Yes.
Like Laneige and all that shit?
Like why it's like Elizabeth Arden. Like,
okay.
Cucumber herbal alcohol-free toner. Soothing, nourishing face cream for men. All feminine products.
Facial masks.
Could you imagine? I'm just like thinking about Rick's bathroom. Like I open it up, it's like nothing. It's like
aftershave.
It's like
Shaving
deodorant.
It's like 3 items.
Like
razor,
deodorant, vitamins, razor, lotion, like regular.
Right.
Yeah, the end.
Howard's looks like a department store makeup counter. All these sample bottles.
Fuck me.
What are you going to be doing facials on him?
Yeah, I don't know what he planned. I mean, I don't know. I just asked the guy, what kind of shampoo do I use?
But those are a lot of products that I use on your hair.
Carousel conditioner by Goldwell.
On your hair.
Other recommended.
It's like he went through a fucking Jaguar catalog and said, I'd like some Barbasol. I'd like some, like he went through a hairdresser's, product list and went, let's go for the most expensive possible shit at the time or whatever, and just try it just for the sake of it.
My sister's a makeup artist. I think she would even be like, wow.
Page 2.
This is the page.
Tom's of Maine toothpaste. This is the one that did me in. Arm & Hammer antiperspirant. So at least my wife looked at it and said, well, maybe this is Ralph's list.
Yeah, there are two separate lists here. I said I can't.
And then, but when she said, Laura, is this for Howard? She goes, yeah. And I was like, oh. Cool Mint Listerine. Q-tips, lip balm, condoms, Glide dental floss, Oral-B toothbrushes.
Not one product that he used.
You use Oral-B
So I'm sitting there and I'm looking
Q-tips.
and I'm looking
at Allison.
So I'm looking at it and I'm like, I go.
What about the toothpicks? Richie said they were everywhere. No.
It's like the manliest thing on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Ralph just wants me to try that. Okay, it's a little obnoxious, this list, but what? Oh, God. I'm like this. I'm holding my head in my hands. I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I was like, oh, my God. I said, Laura, what is this condoms thing? Did this go to the movie studio? And then when she said no, I went, whew. She goes, but Allison saw it. I'm like, what? Oh, my God. That's the worst news I ever got.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the worst news you ever got.
And cut.
Yeah.
Saw it. I don't know how it happened. She walked in. It was on my desk. Usually I keep things turned over, so they're confidential.
No, it was in my area.
They're confidential if they're turned over.
Did you say this was off the record?
If they're turned over. Yeah, that's
if you put a paperweight on it. Did you put a stapler on it, Laura? That means it's confidential.
If you put it in an open envelope, it means it's not top secret.
Did you put it in a manila envelope that said "not for Allison to read"?
Little road flares on it, an alarm clock. Oh shit!
And I was just like, oh my God. As much as my wife.
Right, you'd rather they see it.
I wish she would, why not just put lipstick on my collar, Ralph, and then so we can really feel
good. Ooh, Jesus, you just stepped in it, buddy. You just stepped in it.
Why didn't you just say cock and let's call it a day?
Yeah, exactly.
I handed it to Laura. I said, you asked me about a lot of other things I'm not sure. Have Howard look this over.
Oh, great.
And see.
Oh.
I was going to go over it with you, but I couldn't get to you.
Yeah, I see. And
you
the
were
condoms.
busy.
Yeah, okay, great.
This was some joke.
I was going to hand it to you.
And that's why, Ralph, you shouldn't be playing around. He is very busy. He doesn't have time for your jokes.
Yeah.
All right, so
Ralph, you know what it is? Ralph has all.
Yeah.
Robin's well-trained. She is well-trained. She's like a fucking, like Westminster dog show, like grooming. Like, honestly, jump. Yeah.
She's a show pony.
She's a show pony.
Well-trained show pony.
Oh, yeah.
He waits for me to call him.
Why wasn't Tom's of Maine a joke?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because that wasn't part of my bit. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. You weren't there. You weren't part of it.
She knows plenty. I think I got to change our relationship.
No kidding. This is what every man says. This is what everybody says to their stylist.
I think, but guess what changed? The marriage.
Exactly.
I think I got to be all business with you, man. I like being friends with you. We had a lot of fun, but you know what? I can't have you over to the house, like, just to hang out and stuff. I just got to keep professional. And, like, when you come to the house, Laura will deal with you.
No, I mean,
yeah, no more reach-arounds.
You have to check every little thing he does now. You can't even trust him anymore.
I know. Like, what else is he doing? What other practical jokes can I wait for?
Is there times he's off paper and on his own?
Guess what changed? Goodbye, marriage and children. Hello, blowjobs. And forever stylist.
Yeah.
This was a list.
I don't know.
Howard, this wasn't going to Allison. It wasn't going to the movies.
And you know what else I don't like?
Anybody but Laura.
How do you know where it's going?
Because I told Laura what to do with it. I said, don't give it to anybody. I said, hand it to Howard.
Anything, Ralph.
Yes, I do, Robin.
Yes,
you don't know anything. You don't know anything. You weren't there. You weren't.
Pitbull. Yep.
Shut the fuck up, Robin.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. What are you fighting for? Pipe down.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole. What are you screaming about?
No,
Who
yeah,
are
why
you
not?
fighting for?
Exactly.
What are you fighting for?
She doesn't care about Rob. She doesn't care about Allison. She doesn't really care about, the show. Why wouldn't you let these two queens just have at it for the next little while? And it's an easy day for you.
Oh, you want to know why she's fighting? She's fighting because Howard told her to.
Yeah, there's probably some button he pressed in her thing, like some kind of, okay, now you got to go after him. And that's it. I mean, we know that they have there's a call system that eventually they have that's more advanced, and I've got photos of it where Will sends in little detail plus the person's name of the caller. So why wouldn't there be one internally for Fred, play this, Robin, play this? Even in 95, the technology was there where you could get that done. There could be a button, literally a light that goes on in your studio saying that's what that means.
Oh, she's so annoying.
Yeah.
Part of it. She knows
Allison saw it.
Allison saw it, Ralph.
Didn't
All
she?
right,
So
but
you
I
don't
didn't
know
give it
anything.
to Allison.
She lives in my house. She just so happens to be there.
All right, but I handed
Would have
it
been
to
funny if I
Laura.
was a bachelor.
I said handed to it wouldn't have been funny because it
Doesn't
would have been
mean that's
that would
what
have been
happened.
accurate. It wouldn't have been a joke.
Oh, I see.
I was making a joke. You don't.
So what the fuck kind of joke is it if you spent 20 minutes now almost talking about this supposed humor?
She happens to live there?
Yeah, she's this transient that comes through my house.
Okay.
And Ralph, you're not Laura's boss. You don't tell her what to do.
And how normal to have a movie studio do those things.
Yeah.
And buy Q-tips.
Yeah, I'm. You know what, dude? This is my first film.
Laura asked me. Laura, listen.
That would have been great when Ivan Reitman heard I'm demanding condoms for my
Laura
trailer.
wanted-
Everybody be waiting to see what you do.
Yeah, that would have been great. Now, do you know why I don't have you dealing directly with the movie studio? Ralph called up Laura and said, "This is ridiculous. I should be meeting with these people."
I didn't say
yes,
that.
you did.
Either.
He said,
You get Laura
"I
on
should
the
be
phone.
having."
I didn't say that.
I will get Laura. Call in.
Yeah, get
Okay, let's see how far this goes, guys.
her on the phone.
Gary, get me Laura.
It's like
Listen to
operator.
this.
When you get to the end of the story, it's twisted.
She says,
Oh, my God,
she says
man.
this. She goes, Ralph
oh, my
called me
God,
up. He's all upset because he thinks, they should be calling him and he should be talking to them. He has to define his position in the movie. Imagine.
What?
His position is the movie's a fucking bottom. What the fuck?
Why does he have to define anything? Look at this basement dwelling dork. I mean,
Yeah.
why?
Well, that's what the film company is probably going like. What? This is the guy. The guy has a stylist. He's on the radio.
They have wardrobe. This is a movie production.
Totally.
We have some club kid.
And he's Howard's stylist, and that's what we're told. And they're going, quote unquote, stylist, right?
Oh, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
look at him.
Yeah.
If I picked up the phone and said, "Hey, deal directly with Ralph on these things,"
But not only that,
and he did his
you
condom
are
report.
very busy.
Oh, sure.
And
I wouldn't have
suppose
done
you just
that.
said, "Look, I don't have time for that." And this is really Ralph's function. He's supposed to lighten your load, not
No,
make it heavier.
all I know
you
is-
shouldn't have to check his work.
Right, Laura.
Yes.
He's supposed to swallow your load. What are you talking about?
Oh, wow. Laura looks like not anything I thought that she would look like. That's surprising. Why didn't I?
I think if you want pictures of Laura, I believe, I'm not sure if they're in the hardcover of Private Parts, the book, or in
I
Miss
thought
America.
I saw different
but they're-
pictures of her, but that wasn't the one I've seen.
Do you know what I think? There might be pictures of her in Robin's book, but I got rid of it as soon as we finished that one, so I'm not about to look it up. But maybe.
Just say one thing,
Go ahead.
Ralph. When you give me a list, I don't have time to look at it. I go in and I put it in Howard's inbox. I don't know that you're going to put something like that on that I have to turn it over or be confidential.
I didn't think you had to be confidential or anything.
Oh, so Allison can
How
see
do
it.
I know
You wrote it for
whether I
Allison.
should put it
Why
in
did they tag
folder?
it up on the blue?
That's a key. She said, I didn't know it had to be confidential. So it's not a joke. It's something
No.
that is confidential between you and Howard because you're confidentially putting condoms on there. It's not a joke.
Exactly.
More in the kitchen then.
Didn't he call up and say he wants to deal directly with the movie studio?
He said he had to define his role.
Right. Define his role.
Yeah, he's the gag man.
Why aren't they calling me about Howard's shampoo? Because I want Laura, a professional, dealing with
that
them.
That had nothing to do with that.
I can't have you, a loose cannon, running around with my movie studio.
He's in charge of life-ending practical jokes.
I do believe that Ralph did independently try to get a hold of the movie studio and try to make himself into some kind of big shit. I absolutely believe that because he's an entitled queen and has been. I mean, Christ, we just covered a fucking 2-hour thing on him ripping off money from people that, you know, normally that would get you fired. But no, he gets to maintain his job. So, you know, yeah, this is the person you want dealing with you professionally on every level. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Loose cannon.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the question first came to me, what are his products? So,
Well, I knew you wouldn't address it, honey, because you know less than Ralph about what I use. Allison hasn't shopped for me in years. That's why I can't dump Ralph.
Wow. Like, that's a bigger admission.
That's a fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad she took half his money. I'll say it as many times as I can.
Big time. Team Allison.
So, Allison, look at that paper. I didn't even think anything of it because it was in my area. It was in the house. My
area? What kind of marriage is this?
Yeah, this is so fucking
bad.
twisted.
Still, it was like...
Can we separate my inbox from Allison's inbox?
They are.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was... I'm sure it was amicable. Yep.
But he had lists of shampoo, so I never even thought of anything.
Right.
But you weren't supposed to think.
I know, but when I saw her mouth drop...
Laura, when I handed you that
Ralph,
list...
you're batting 000 here.
Laura, when I handed you that list, did I not say, here, show this to Howard,
And
tell him to look at it.
Yeah, but you don't think Laura's going to see it?
Why didn't you put it in an envelope if it was for Howard's eyes only?
But it's a list of shampoos.
That's all it was supposed to be.
Right.
Okay, we're almost done, guys. Let's just go a little further.
He doesn't see it.
Oh, I gave time to.
You know what's amazing about you, and this is what you did in the car that day with my agent. You fight back. You will not give it. You won't listen to what people are saying.
I'm listening, but I'm also defending
You're
myself.
a screw up.
I admit it. I shouldn't have done that.
I don't even know why I'm arguing with him. He's 100% wrong.
Yeah, how could he defend himself?
There's no defense, dude.
There's an explanation. And
Yeah, we heard the explanation. It was a joke.
An explanation
It was a
or an
joke,
excuse.
and I thought only you were going to see it.
So you left it on 2 sheets of paper in Laura's office.
And I handed it to Laura. No, not 2. 1 sheet of paper.
2.
Okay, Jesus.
Then you're lying about how many sheets of paper.
No, I'm not lying.
And Don was lecturing him in the car, so something's up.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, but here. Look, the one with the second list was the one I said.
2 sheets.
Listen,
Stupid.
That second one, I said, give this to Howard. I said, this is a bunch. He wanted other stuff. I said,
thank
look
you.
it over.
All right, you're done now. Now you can leave.
Okay.
Now you can leave.
I don't want to leave.
Get out. Get out,
please.
Do you see that smile on his face?
Oh,
that's a smile
yeah.
of someone.
That's a smile of a flirt.
That's
a flirt.
yeah.
Flirt.
Big time.
I don't want to leave because I love you.
So let me put that back just a tad there.
Yeah. That's a total flirt that he knows that you know that I know. That is the you know that I know that you know.
Yeah. 100%.
Look at that. Let's do that again.
Okay, let me see if I can freeze frame it because it really does.
Wow.
It's like it's over in a second.
And I handed it to Laura. No, not 2. 1 sheet of paper.
2.
I said.
Then you're lying about how many sheets of paper.
No, I'm not lying.
2 sheets of paper.
Yeah, but here. Look, the one with the second list was the one I said.
2 sheets.
Listen,
Stupid.
That second one, I said, give this to Howard. I said, this.
The second one, Jesus Christ, fuck. Which came first, Wiggy's lisp or Howard? Did he get his dentures to sound more like Ralph as well as look like him? I pished.
This is other stuff.
All right, thank you. All right, you're done now. Now you can leave. Now you can leave. Now you can leave.
I don't want to leave.
That's 2 fucking queens.
I don't want to leave.
That's right.
Get out.
Because I don't have.
I don't have to.
I don't have to leave because
right.
you won't ever get rid of me because we are together.
God, I wish I could quit you.
I'm sorry.
God damn, Fillmore.
I mean, you guys draw your own conclusions from that. We're not going to make it a super long episode because sometimes it is nice to go through these shorties. But Sam, please.
Wow. I mean, that was my conclusion.
Guys, thank you so much for being loyal fans. We love you, especially with regards to being on top of clips that come out and stuff. We thank you. Thanks also to Mark Shabzovich, who just sent me some other stuff recently. That's going to be good. And Mikey Rex as well. Big shout out because he sent us some great clips of that Bobby Chicago, and I and Sam and a bunch of us are going to take turns at it because it's way too much stuff to go through in one pass. Guys, tune into our Patreon. As you know, $5 a month or more gets you weekly content on Patreon without fail, and it's as good, if not better, than the Sunday shows, and it's at least as good and it's on par. And we know you're going to appreciate it if you decide you want to take that route. So on behalf of me and everybody else and Sam and everybody at QF, thank you guys. Stay safe. We love you.
Bye.
Okay? And I'm going to fly out there next week, and I'm going to straighten your ass out. And I'm going to make sure that you really get it. I'm going to make sure that you know what a rude, thoughtless little pig you really are. Do you understand? You're a rude, thoughtless pig. So be ready on Friday the 20th, because I'm coming out there. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to turn around. I'm going to fly right back home. You are a rude, thoughtless pig.